But let's get back to Band of Brothers, right? So Band of Brothers, episode 4, Replacements. I know Damon loved to start these off, man.
Well, man, let me tell you about the Replacements, man. So, hey, another really, really good episode, man. I can't complain at all about the episode. So it is what it says, though. I mean, the name of it is The Replacement. So, you know, over the time they've been over in these couple of episodes, people been dying. Okay, right? So with that being said, somebody gonna have to fill the shoes of the people who done died. So they got new people there, new soldiers there, man. And the thing about the whole episode is it goes like, it's like, even though this came out in 2001, it's almost still, relevant today. It's like how you trying to fit in, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? You looking at the senior people there, you want to be like them. And it's kind of how this episode is started off, where like they got their jump wings, or they got whatever they have, and they being looked up to, right? So it's kind of how it started.
Mm-hmm.
It started off, right? Um, but it's a lot of stuff going on in this episode, man. Like that was different from the other episode that we've been watching before. They had a successful, drop. Everybody got there. They whole team was there together. When they make,
Yeah, that was beautiful,
yeah,
man.
it looked good,
Beautiful
man.
shot,
Good,
man.
good shot. Good
Beautifully
everything.
shot
It
scene.
looked really good. But a couple things I wanted to point out in this episode, man. One, was about the trust your intel, right? Trust your intel, man. Like it was a part in the movie where they was trying to let the tanker know that there's a tanker on the other side of this building, and he got up there. He telling him, he was like, "Hey, they told us not to make that much, not to destroy that much, the buildings and the neighborhoods and stuff like this." But this guy said his tanker like right there. So first off, why you sending soldiers over to somewhere and then tell them don't don't blow things up? I don't know why. I don't know how that happens either. But so by the time they came around that corner, that's kind of when everything kicked off, right? He told them it was there. Time so they had to make sure they see the tank first. But when they saw it,
Yeah,
it was a little bit too late, right? So
yeah. No, and these were the British tankers, right?
yes,
So this was an allied operation, right, between Americans and British. The American went to tell the British tanker, like, "Hey, like, watch out," and he was like, "Nah, fuck that,"
yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly,
Okay.
exactly. So yeah, man. So trust your intel, man. That was one of the big things I had. What else I had? When he went over there, they said, "Oh, before they went over, it was like, hey, man, it's going to be an easy mission. A lot of old men and kids, right?"
Kids. Yep.
That was one of the things
Yeah.
that caught my eye. He said a lot of old men and kids, and then he said the same thing after they had fought, and a lot of them died. He brung that he said that same thing again. I guess it's gonna be another easy one, right? Old men and kids. But let them know,
Yeah.
hey, you better be prepared for everything. It wasn't a lot of old men and kids. They actually lost a lot of people in this battle. They actually lost this battle, right?
Oh yeah. No. Yeah.
So they
Yeah.
got
They
the
lost
ass
it,
whooped.
like, for sure.
One thing in there, man. I'm rambling back and forth right now, but
Yeah, yeah. Let me, like, while you talking,
yeah,
let me jump in with
yeah,
you then. Like, yeah. So Easy Company's regiment, the 506, lost 180 men, while 560 were wounded.
yeah.
Of the entire 101st Airborne, 750 were killed and 2,100 injured. At Arnhem, the British First Airborne lost nearly 8,000 men. So that's what was happening that
Yeah.
day.
They was getting their ass whooped, man, over there. One of the lieutenants got shot, man. It was a couple of funny parts. One of the lieutenants got shot, man, and he's like, man, one bullet, he got 4 holes in it. You know what I mean? I don't know why I'm picking
Yeah.
up on little things like that, man, but one bullet, 4 holes, man. That was crazy.
So
Uh,
it was, yeah. It's been about, like I said, almost 20 years since I watched that, right? But I just remember, like, I don't know, man, just the camaraderie. You know what I mean? Like, you
Yeah.
felt like you got to know these people, and then all of a sudden, one of them gone, right?
yeah.
But one of the things I did remember, just because I don't know if it was just how it was done or just how sad it was, but like when you're talking about when they went to pick up the dry cleaning,
Yeah.
Oh,
That was
yeah. That was
one of
like,
the
that was big,
like,
best
man.
endings I've seen in the show.
and then it was like, oh, you want this one? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. Like
that would hit home hard right there. That most definitely hit
right.
home
And,
hard.
I mean, I remember some of the battles, some of the explosions, things like that. But like, I don't know. When you said that, it just resparked. Like, I remember that.
Yeah.
Like, that was like, holy
Yeah, it was
crap,
crazy.
man.
Like they know how to start an
Yeah.
episode
Yeah.
and they know how to end.
And
They know how to
Yeah.
and let
start
me
and
tell
end a
you,
damn episode.
like my ending. This what got me at the end of this one though. That I want to bring. Doug, I know Dumbo, he big on like beginning, how they starts and how they end. For this one, the ending hit me when the replacements got their respect, right? And the replacement got their respect when they went back and got the, they had an OG there, a guy that had been there for a while. He got shot up. They couldn't find him, but they was the ones that was volunteering to go out there and like look for him. So when he came back, I feel like then everybody was clapping up the replacements. I feel like then they finally got their respect in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, let's start at the opening interview, right? So I'm finally realizing that though, like the people that's talking are actually the 506, like the people that were there, like they actually those people.
Yeah.
I'm just realizing, like I mean, I've been watching it. Maybe I'm a dumbass, but I'm just realizing like these were the guys or whatever, right? So this is September 13th, 1944, England, right? The first, I'm watching it and I'm like, I'm probably gonna go AJ. I'm probably gonna go back and watch Band of Brothers again after we watch it. Because right now I'm watching it to kind of analyze it.
Yeah.
And, I'm pausing it, right, and taking notes and stuff. I'm probably gonna go back just to enjoy the show because it's a great fucking show, man.
I probably need to go back and watch it again, man. I've been thinking about that.
Yeah, yo, it's a classic show. So this episode, right? It's because I'm gonna try to get you if you don't really remember what episode we talk about, right? This dude, he had a unit. It's crazy because it's James McAvoy, the dude that played as Professor X, like the dude. But like this is like he looked the same. Like this was years ago. But the dude from Split, right? But so he had a unit citation award on, right? And the dude's like, "Yo, what you wearing?" He's like, "Oh, this is a unit citation award for what the regiment did in Normandy." And the dude was like, "You weren't there." You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, I could see that. I could see that happening like on a ship. Well, you wasn't on deployment with us. Why you know what I'm saying? But the dude took it off. He took his award off, right? He put it on the table. But then what I wasn't expecting was for old boy to go over to the dude, like, yo, you ain't fighting that battle either. You ain't fighting Normandy either.
Why right? Call him too.
Hey, you see how he tried to take up for himself? How he tried to clarify it afterwards?
Yeah. I got hurt on the jump. I got hurt on the jump.
Yeah.
Right. So this was this was an all-out operation, right? I forgot the name of it, like Merritt Garden or something in Eindhoven. But they supposed to drop in the occupy Normandy and liberate Eindhoven, right? And it's keep saying home by Christmas, right? And that just make me remember that LCS I was on where like they was like, yeah, we gonna be home by Christmas.
By Christmas, yeah.
And it ain't, it ain't happened. It ain't happened for them. It happened for me. I was home, but they, the crew stayed. But Easy Company, right? Yo, they was ready to put hands on Sobel when they saw Sobel again. You saw what happened when Sobel came back up? They was like, oh shit, it's just, and they was like, yeah, that's Sobel. Because what the first thing he tried to do is get in somebody's ass.
First time he get there. Like you know what you done. And then he brought it, but he did bring it back to his new job though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got like when they went out in town, right? It was crazy because they go out, they go in this town and they getting celebrated, right? Like we celebrating the fact that Americans are here to liberate us. I got like Liberty vibes at first, like we partying, we trying to find women to kiss or whatever's going on out in town. But then that shit changed so quick when they went around the corner and you saw the girls getting their like hair cut off their head because
it was crazy.
They like, made out with Germans or they, had relationships with Germans and stuff like that. For the whole time we there, right? But we can't find the Germans, right? Did you see how big that block of chocolate was that he gave the little kid? That just caught me. Like that was a big ass chocolate bar, man. You know what I'm saying? That was a big ass chocolate bar. But you brought up the fact that he told the dude, the British dude about the tank. And my thought was like, you see what happened when you have a plan. You know what I mean? Because the enemy, right, at the time, the Germans, they had a plan. So we went in there without the upper hand and they had coverage. They had everything they needed, right? And then my question I got like is how expensive was this show? You know what I mean? Like this was a pretty expensive show. Like this was a grand, like an epic scale of a show, right? And then like the dude that was talking all that shit in the beginning, you saw him curled over in the corner.
Yep. That was yeah.
Yeah. And then one of the things that the older guy said in the beginning of the show when he was like, I hated seeing replacements because I never wanted to see them die.
Yeah.
Right. It ain't really like, because the opening sequence ain't really hit me like all the other ones did. Right. But when James McAvoy died in that scene, it did. I'm like, damn, I went back to that thought. You know what I'm saying? But yo, I want to say I'm so glad we did this Band of Brothers, because I kind of want to go to another show after this.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. But speaking of the,
I like that we did it.
Speaking of that guy, man, like, because we know him, right? What his name again? You just said his name?
James McAvoy.
So
Professor
this
X.
guy is like, he's known, right? And I'd be damn if he ain't make it through half of the damn movie, man. The show, man. I was like, what?
He was on one episode. That was his only episode.
I thought he was gonna be like finna take over some type of role and do some stuff.
But that was before he was like big, right?
Yeah.
But then Sergeant Randleman, right? Old boy from The Walking Dead, right? You know, the dude for The Walking Dead, Randleman. Remember he get the wound, patched up, and then he got the bloody napkin. He had to go, toe to toe.
Yeah, man.
He had to go toe to toe with the dude, man. But at the end of the day, we had to retreat, right? And I appreciate the fact that the show highlighted a battle that we lost.
Yeah.
A significant battle that we did not win.
Yeah.
Like we had to get the hell up out of there. So I definitely appreciated that the show, did that. And eventually we'll review the show. Like these just kind of highlights. I think after we finish, we'll actually give our thoughts on the show. But right now, man,
they're killing it right now,
incredible
man.
Show,
killing
man.
it right now.
Incredible, man.
Most definitely, man.